Welcome to the family office. Planning for the people who matter most.
Let's go to the next one. So, Trendy Home Décor. We were just talking about your background, which looks really nice, by the way, Chris. I like your background. It says, whether it's TikTok famous kitchenware or colors of the summer on their duvets, if a millennial buys these items, they're pretending to be richer than they are. In fact, the desire to fit in by feeding into trends are often rooted in a desire for belonging and attention. They overspend with money they don't have so they can feel like they belong. Agree or disagree?
Again, I think this kind of falls into the same category for me as high-end fashion stuff. I think styles change. Like, for example, the minimalist muted gray stuff is gone now, where it's like, you know what I mean? Everything needs to be minimalist and muted gray, and like almost like you're going to a shrink's office every time, you know? Like that look. I think that's going away now. Styles and trends change, and I think that styles and trends change so often that just get the cheap stuff. No one's going to know anyways. No one's going to know. No one is going to know unless you are super psycho where you're like, I won't buy this because of the PFAs that come out of the area rug that you buy. Because there are people that are like that are like, I only buy organic cotton furniture. I get it. That's like near impossible to do. But I think get the cheap stuff, because especially if you have kids. If you have kids, never buy cloth furniture. Only buy leather furniture, because it's just the easiest to square away when you have a bunch of kids. That's just my experience, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think once, if you want to get like a showpiece or something that's really nice, like you get like, if you're into Tiffany lamps, I can understand you want to go and buy a really nice Tiffany lamp. Or if you like art, you get like a really nice piece of art, or you like Chase lounges, or, you get a nice office chair or something to that effect. Cool. I get it. But I mean, to me, you're going to get rid of that stuff anyways. Things change and furniture depreciates. So, I mean, every nice piece of furniture I've ever bought either gets worn out, goes away, or you change it, you get sick of it. Like sectionals. No one wants big sectionals anymore, unless I'm wrong. I don't know. I might be, but nobody likes that kind of crap anymore. So I think it's the same thing as designer clothes. You'll never get rid of a Canali jacket or a Xenia jacket, but you'll get rid of the stuff that you wear every day, the couches. So I think it's the same way as that. Don't waste money on stuff like that. There's so many cheap places you can get stuff now. You can go to At Home, you can go to Walmart. I mean, go to Dollar Store. A lot of stuff you can go to the Dollar Store and get the same stuff at the Dollar Store. So, yeah, I wouldn't spend money on stuff like that. To me, it's just a waste. It's a waste of time.
To me, if it's an asset that can appreciate in value, like art or finely crafted furniture that you can pass down to your kids or sell, other than that, don't waste your money, because trends come and go. When you move and go from your apartment to your house and from your one house to the next house, it won't fit, and you're going to want something new anyway when you move and change locations. I agree with you 100%. Next, luxury car leases. A truly wealthy person may overspend on a car that loses its value within the first year, but they have the disposable income to buy it outright. On the other hand, millennials buying cars pretend they're richer than they are, usually lease brand new cars, spending more without investing any kind of permanent ownership. Do you agree or disagree?
I think there's a couple different ways you could look at this. By and large, from the surface level, I don't think you should do it. I think it's something where it's like, I waited until I drove a Toyota Camry. I didn't buy my first luxury car until I made over $250 a year. I started making like $350,000, $400,000 a year. And then I bought my first luxury car. And by the way, it was right before COVID. It was like 2019, I think it was when it was. And by the way, it was a certified pre-owned car. So it wasn't even a brand new car. It was certified pre-owned. It was a 2-year lease return, had a CPO warranty, 100 mile, 1,000 miles, unlimited, or for 5 years, 100,000 miles. And it was great. 30, 40% of the original sticker. So I think that's category number one. Category number two, if you're in an environment, and I've been in this season too, where you're making the money and you're enjoying it and you have the means to do it, then by all means go lease it and do it strategically as well with the weight, like a Range Rover or a G-Wagon, or where you have the right tonnage. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of torn half and half in this. I think you should. To me, it's very important to me. I like nice cars. This is an important thing for me, so I can justify it in my head. I don't have a bar habit or a pool habit or a softball habit or any of those other types of habits. So to me, this is my habit. This is my thing. So I would say that this is an important thing to me in my life. This is important. I aspire to it. It drove success for me to have a nice car. I like nice cars, but I'm a car person. Now, if it comes time where it's like, I get it, you're going to fake it till you make it. I understand that too. But not unless you can afford it. I think you got to hit a certain income level. Again, I'm not trying to be the fun police or anything like that, but I drove around in a Toyota Camry and a Toyota Avalon and a Toyota Highlander until I could make that happen. Because part of the thing that people don't get, I think, about luxury cars or luxury cars in a sense, you're not buying it because it's an investment. You're buying it because of the way it makes you feel when you get in it. It's easier to cry in a Mercedes than it is in a Toyota Camry. I promise you that. It is 100%. And it's easier to have a bad day when you're working and you get in that car and you just, right? But at the same time, if it's breaking you, then I don't think it's a good idea.
No, I hear you.
To do that. But I also see why people do it. But you should have something that's driving you. You really should. You really should have something that drives you, because that drove me hardcore, because I didn't want to drive a shit car anymore. I wanted to drive a nice car. That's what drove me. But the thing that people don't get about luxury cars is that not only do you have to be able to afford the payment, you got to afford to own one, because luxury cars do require a little bit more to maintenance them. And if you do maintenance them, then you don't have a problem with them. And what I see, Len, is most people get a Beamer or a Mercedes or something like that, and they don't maintenance it. And then small problems become expensive problems, and that's how people are, it's expensive to maintain. Not if you do the maintenance correctly on it. If you do, it'll take care of you, because it really is a well-built car. You just have to do the maintenance on it. It's a different type of maintenance because it's a performance car. So I think set an income level, and you ought to get your car. You only live once, so get a nice car.
Okay. I would say my take is different. I would say if you are an employee that spends more than 20% on living and 10% on eating and another 15 to 20%. So in other words, if 50% of your income goes towards living, paying bills, and eating, and you're an employee, don't lease. Because the only benefit you get from leasing is to have a write-off for your business. And so you can find a car that's used that you can pay for, allow somebody else to drive off the appreciation and get a nice looking car. So regardless if you want to get an American made car, a German car, or a Japanese made car, or whatever the case may be, find the 5-year-old version of it and say, okay, like for example, if you're walking down the street today, you see a car that you love, that you have to have, set an income goal for you to have and say, I'm going to buy that car in 5 years. That car that I'm looking at right there, in 5 years, I'm going to buy that car, because I can tell you what, people who have nice cars tend to take care of them, and they tend to get the oil changed. They tend to get the tires changed. They tend to get all of the preventative maintenance. So when you buy it, it's already nice and broken in for you, because they want to resell that car because they're going to get into something else. You then go buy that car. You just have to defer gratification a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to be broke trying to please everybody else just because of the way that it makes you feel today. You can always buy something. Like you can buy, whatever type of car you want at pennies on the dollar. Just wait 5 years for it. That's my take. Next, exclusive concert tickets. By using buy now, pay later programs or putting concert tickets on credit cards, millennials spend on experiences to prove that they're richer than they are to people watching them on social media. Agree or disagree?
I agree with this happening, and I think it's a problem. I mean, even if you go on Amazon now, everything is like offers for like what, Affirm and all this stuff where you could buy now, pay later.
Klarna,
and I think the Klarna, all that. I think the buy now, pay later culture, it was always like, it's like the payday loan culture, but even worse. Like, it's just getting so bad. But to me, I think the biggest crazy thing is that I just can't believe how expensive concert tickets are. Like, it's just so crazy to me. And I just wonder how and why did concert tickets get so expensive? And is that maybe because people don't really buy CDs anymore? People don't buy media anymore. It's all streamed now. I mean, to me, it's just like concerts have become so expensive. And maybe that's just a sign of the times we're in. Logistics, security, all of these things that go in with it.
Yeah, artists can't get paid for their work anymore. So that's where they make all of their money. Because streaming music, they don't make any money. But go ahead.
Morrissey's still touring. Can you believe that?
Wow.
He still tours, man.
Got to make his money.
Morrissey, he's got to make his money. I think it's a shame, though. I earlier this year, I went to the Rufus Du Sol concert right over here in the Woodlands Pavilion. It was awesome. It was epic. It wasn't that bad, though. It was only a couple $100. But yeah, unless you are like, this is like, I just think that exclusive concert ticket is no longer just, hey, I'm going to a concert. I think exclusive concert ticket needs to be treated now almost like it's an annual vacation. Unless this is like I would justify spending money on an exclusive concert ticket if you are making like a week-long vacation out of it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just going to the concert, but you're going to rope it into, hey, the concert's in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to go there and spend a week and a half and have a blast before and after. Then I could justify it. But doing it alone, not today's world. I just don't think it's don't think it's there unless you're making $1 million a year.
Yeah, I think that you should spend money on events that bring you closer to the people you love, that create lifelong memories. I think they're worth it. Having said that, I do believe that concert tickets are way overpriced, but I also understand the artist's needs because the climate's changed, as I mentioned before. The issue that I have with this one in particular is not paying for the concert per se, it's using buy now, pay later, because it goes back to this whole issue of not deferring gratification. I agree with you 100%. If you're going to go to a concert, pay for it, save up for it, plan for it. And even if you don't know when the concert is going to happen, if you have a certain artist that you like, make sure you have money set aside. So when that artist becomes available to the local, to the closest area to you, if you don't want to get on a plane and fly, have some money set aside because you have to pay for it anyway. So why pay extra by putting it on a credit card? Because a $200 concert ticket is going to turn to $250, $275 per ticket when you could have spent $200 for it. If somebody walked up to you and said, hey, do you have $50 you can give me? And you're like, I don't know you. Like, okay, but you throw your money away to somebody you don't know buying a concert ticket. So why don't you just give your money away to somebody who randomly walks up to you to ask you for $50? Since you wouldn't do that, don't willingly give your money to somebody else you don't know for the sake of deferring gratification by buying a concert ticket with a credit card or those buy now, pay later apps. So I agree with you. Next.
I think it's just a nasty culture, Len, because think about it. I mean, think about the system. You've got a credit card, you've got a car loan, you've got a mortgage loan, you've got a student loan, you've got a firm loan. Like, you've got, like, how many more things can you have to stay and keep somebody in debt? Mm-hmm. It's just dude, no, like like the discipline and the rule for it is, hey, I'm going to save this money. And even if you got to put it in a big jar on the kitchen counter, if you're just like, if you're a young couple and it's just you and your significant other, put that crap on the island in the kitchen, right? Or the kitchen table. And oh my God, honey, it's when it gets to the top, we know we have enough money. or digital something. I don't know if you're like put it in the bank or something, because that just makes it so easy. They make it so easy for people to spend money they don't have.
I agree.
Yeah.
What about this one? Fancy coffee machines. Check this out. It says, even if they have to share it on social media or have guests over feel important for owning it, a fancy coffee machine is one of the things millennials buy to pretend that they're actually richer than they are. What say you about this one, Chris?
I think this one's full of crap.
Okay.
Here's why. I think it's full of crap.
So in other words, you disagree with so you believe that you should buy a coffee machine regardless of its expense.
If you are a coffee person.
Okay.
If you are a coffee person. Now, I know a lot of people that are not. I know a lot of people that are coffee people. I think almost everybody I've come across to always has coffee. You drink coffee. Everybody drinks coffee. I don't know very few people that don't like drinking coffee, right? Or some type of form of coffee. Now, here's the reason why I disagree with it. And I'm going to make an admission to you right now, Len. I'm going to admit to you right now something that would probably is going to upset you a little bit. I go to Starbucks. I used to go to Starbucks. Okay. I was fibbing a little bit where I said I don't have a habit or I don't have a hobby, right? I said I like cars. So, okay. I go to Starbucks. Now, I think I go to Starbucks because I ran a lot of meetings in Starbucks in the previous industry and previous business that I was very heavily involved in. We did a lot of meetings in the field at Starbucks. So I got into Starbucks, right? Starbucks recruited me. Okay. It's kind of almost like if you're in the casino long enough, the house is going to win. They're going to get you to put $1 in that machine.
Very true. The house always wins. Starbucks is no different. Right.
Starbucks always wins. So Starbucks got me. And I'm up until about recently, and this is why I even make this argument so much more stronger for this. I was spending $6.12 a day on Starbucks.
I did the math on that. So I said $6 a day for 6 days a week for a year is $1,872 in 1 year.
Okay.
And now out here, a venti is $7 and some are $8 now.
Yeah. So imagine then, okay. Imagine it's not just you drinking coffee or doing stuff in the house. It's your daughter, it's your other daughter, it's your wife, it's maybe, everyone in my house does this. So if you're a house that drinks coffee or does espresso or does tea or does matchas, it does this stuff, this is an investment because I don't even have one yet. We're doing it all by hand, right? With the mixer and the foam and all that stuff. But I don't go to Starbucks anymore. I've cut Starbucks out of my life for like almost 2 months now. And I make my own matcha at home, all of it. And now I look at this and I go, damn, we really need a steamer and all that stuff to do the things that we want so we can continue to do it at home. And I remember I used to have one when I was in my 20s.
Took it for granted, huh?
I took it for granted because I didn't have it for the right reasons. I had it just so it sat on my counter, which is exactly what they're talking about in this article. Right? But again, I disagree with it now if you're going to actually use it because this prevents or this forces you to not go and spend money at Starbucks or Coffee Bean or wherever you're going to get your beverage in the streets. You can make your own in a tumbler. And all day long, you got what you want and you don't have to deal with it. So for me, I disagree with this because it saves you money. And it also teaches you a skill set in your house to make your own espressos and your own teas and your own matchas. I got my own matcha now in the morning. My own matcha lattes. I make them in the morning now. I don't drink coffee that often anymore because I'm super caffeine sensitive now. But I think it's an investment. So I disagree with this. I think everyone should own it if you're a coffee person. If you're not, then you have no business buying it.
I think if you can create memories with it by using that to sit down and have conversations with your loved one and your kids, that's what I'm all about. Doing it just for other people, I'm totally against that. So I can understand your perspective. And if I were in a situation where I had 7 Starbucks bills a day, by all means, that thing would have been in my house a long time ago. So I totally get it. So number 8, branded athleisure. It says, if you see a millennial buying tons of athleisure or doom spending it could send them pretending they're richer than they actually are, or it could be a deeper issue of community that many young people face today. It says these young people have been key drivers of the activewear market, heavily influenced by fashion trends and frequently updating their wardrobes to align with trends, research analysts say. What say you about these whole things about branded athleisure?
I think that the athleisure wear market has exploded. I was just recently learning about Under Armour and the boom and bust cycle of Under Armour and how that company came to prominence, and then obviously it's declined, and where it was number 1 or number 2 at one point, and now it's not even. It's so far gone now. Mm-hmm. Look, athleisure wear is a massive market. I think it's huge for women, and it's especially for women. Leggings, especially in SoCal, and here where I'm from as well, in the Woodlands in Texas, it's very popular as well because it's very sports oriented here. I mean, I know for me, I wear athleisure wear shorts every day, so I think it's just pop culture. It's important for people right now. Now, where I think it's going to become you might start to see a driver in the opposite direction of this is that now you have all these studies that are coming out that are showing that a lot of the athleisure wear that's made mostly with polyester, it's very difficult, or it's very harmful for men, for sperm count, testosterone, hormones, and also women, because there's, in the crotch regions, and there's studies that show most women don't wear undergarments with their athleisure wear, with their leggings, and it creates fertility issues. And now you're seeing these studies that are coming out that are showing these fertility problems significantly in men because they're wearing all this stuff. So as far as spending it, like the doom spend it, look, I mean, there's a lot of celebrities that made a ton of money on this, on athleisure wear brands. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities that have their own athleisure wear brands. I think it goes back up to the designer clothes. Athleisure wears become designer clothes. I mean, Lululemons, right? Mm-hmm. I just think there's a lot of knockoff alternatives you could get that are cheaper, that work good. I get it. Some pants just fit different. Again, I think this has to go with, if this is a value in your life and this is something that's big in your life, this is something you wear every day, or it makes you joy, then go for it. But if you're just going to spend on this stuff just because you're going to look cool, you're going to end up hating it anyways. Most of this stuff is uncomfortable, especially if you're not in shape. Just saying.
I agree.
Just throwing that in there, man.
I agree. I mean, if you're not in shape, it's not going to fit right anyways, and you're not going to look good. Right. Yeah, it does not look like it does on them like it does on you if you're not in shape. Let's do rapid fire these last 3.
All right, go for it.
All right, so next one is premium subscription. So according to a report from Payments Intelligence, nearly 40% of millennials rely on subscriptions for shopping, whether it's for food and grocery, hygiene products, or general spending on things like clothes, fun, and experiences. What are your thoughts about premium subscriptions?
I think some are important, like, for example, productivity stuff. Okay. But here's the warning I have with this stuff, because I just did this a couple months ago. You can get so trapped with this stuff so easily, where all of a sudden you end up spending like $500-600 a month on subscriptions that you don't even know or use. Yep. I think if it's not producing income for you, or producing value for you, or giving you more time, look, if this subscription doesn't give me more time, give me value, or productivity, it's not worth your time. I don't have the time for it. Now, I do have time for my ChatGPT. I do have time for those types of things because they're productive. But if it's not productive, I don't see where it fits in.
Agree to agree. If you have an app, look at all of the different apps that you have. If you forgot that you have it, get rid of it. Next, luxury water bottles. Whether it's glass luxury water bottles for the convenience store, or status symbol reusable alternatives. If a millennial buys these items, they're pretending they're richer than they are. What do you say?
I say it's an investment.
You see my pinky?
I do. See that? I say it's an investment. I'm not marketing for anybody. I bought this for myself and my wife one for Christmas back in 2023. I drink 2 of these a day. It's a 40-ounce Stanley. Mm-hmm. It's the best thing I've ever had in my life. It's full of water every day, all day. I put a pinch of sea salt in it. I don't have to buy a bottle of water anymore. To me, it's an investment. I think you ought to have one. Now, where it becomes a problem is I do have friends of mine that collect them. I think it's just asinine. I mean, I don't understand that at all. So to me, I think it's an investment. I think everybody should have one, but I don't think it should be something where you're going and you're collecting them. Get yourself one. Get a Stanley. They last forever. I mean, you've seen that one where the car melted or caught on fire with the Stanley inside it.
Stanley survived, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the water was still cold or something inside the cup or something crazy like
really?
that.
I mean, that part. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's that exaggerated. That's
amazing. Yeah, I think if you buy it for utility and you buy it for efficiency, you're not having to fill up landfills with a bunch of plastics. Get a nice bottle and reuse it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Next, workout classes. Simply for the sake of posting their athleisure outfit or taking an Instagram photo in the yoga studio, some millennials overspend on workout classes to pretend they're richer than they are. What do you think about that, Chris?
I think the problem for this is that, and I notice this a lot with the gym, is the gym is always the fullest. Do you know when the gym is always the fullest, Len?
New Year's, baby. New Year's baby.
Mm-hmm. New Year's, baby. January, February, March, the gym is packed, baby. Yep. It is so packed, and I can't stand it either. I'm like, get out of here. I just want my gym back, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think this just goes hand in hand with that. Look, unless you develop the discipline, and we all have to develop discipline for things. And this is one of the biggest and most hardest things for people to develop discipline in their lives. I know I was one of them. You'll spend like Weight Watchers. I don't know how many times I watched my mom get on Weight Watchers and then get off Weight Watchers, get on Weight Watchers, or spend money on it and never use it, or fitness programs, or all these things. If you're into yoga and you are into it socially, like you're like so into it that you like the community of it, then I think this makes sense. But today's era, dude, you can get anything you want on YouTube. Ab workouts, yoga workouts, calisthenics workouts. Anything you want. You could watch someone on YouTube for free and get the whole routine on how to do it. So unless you're really into it, where you're into the community aspect of it, like I don't go to any of the classes. I go to a very bougie gym and I don't go to any of those classes. I don't go to any of them. I have no desire to go to them. None of my girls go to any of them. I just don't think that this is something that you could spend money on today unless, again, you're trying to show off for somebody, which I could see someone doing that.
I think that you should take time to invest in yourself. Don't overspend on going to the high-end gym unless you can afford it. If it's a networking opportunity for you, by all means, go to the Equinoxes of the world. Go to the world's gyms of the world where the celebrities go. Do that. But I enjoyed the conversation, Chris, and for all of you that stayed along, hey, we appreciate you. We want to make sure that we're bringing you content that gives you value and entertains you as well. So thanks for tuning in to the Family Office. Be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you comment, and we look forward to interacting and engaging with you. So until the next episode, Chris, it's always nice to see you, sir. Take care.
Conversation has given you clarity on your next steps. Please share this episode with someone who's walking the same path. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss future episodes. And remember, planning ahead isn't just prudent, it's an act of care. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Family Office.